I look forward to that because same skills, new challenges, right? You got the same skills. You're using all your same skills, but now they're presented with a different challenge,
Right?
Because, like, for example, if you look at that, right, that scenario right there, I wonder if, let me take it back. I wonder if you had a backboard, because I know you have handles, right?
Yep.
This right here, he's going to pass it up to you. Like, I think normally you're attacking the rim on that.
Yeah.
I think normally you're attacking the rim on that, right?
Yes.
But because you know there's a degree of difficulty there, and you're going to meet some resistance, and you don't have the backboard to kind of play off of, you pulled it up and you made a read.
Right. Correct. I would have, with that, and that's the thing, right? That not seeing that security blanket there, it'll make you to second guess some things when you look over and that security ain't there to help protect you in a way. So, that's that guard dog, right? And I feel like that's what a lot, like you said, with people were missing layups, like they don't see their guard dog there. They don't see that level of bailout. The bailout ain't there. So you got to be able to put it in the rim. You got to be accurate. You know what I'm saying? You got to be accurate. And when you're moving fast, that's like the pressure we talk about. So many people are under pressure because it's like almost like, okay, what are we doing? How do we do this? When really it's just trust your skill. Trust your skill, trust your knowledge, and stick to the basics. Because you stick to the basics, I don't care what the rules are, there's going to be success there.
But here's the thing. One of the basics of good basketball is if it's not your shot, you pass the ball. And this really forces that principle. Because I wasn't even thinking about this, but one of the feedback that several of the guys who played in, that was a great pass right there.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know what happened after the pass.
That was a great.
They're gonna say you fouled him, but that's unfortunate. That's
right. That was.
But that ball's moving more in this situation. Without the backboard, that ball's being shared more.
Yes.
Yeah. See,
that's what it does. It really exposes like the security, but how people like it exposes like a basketball insecurity in a way, like certain players who just like don't have that, like it'll really like, because you got to be accurate, man, and you can't just think. I mean, you can think fast, but you have to think. You're gonna have to think right there, right? Like you go up, I think it's easy. If there's a backboard there, that goes in. But just because of the release and everything was just off right there without that security blanket, like I threw that one damn near over the rim.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, so what was your thought playing with the 3-point key?
Well, me, you talking about as far as the paint, right? The paint area, that's 3 points.
Yeah.
So to me, it's golden because I'm still kind of like an old school mid-range game. I trust in the mid-range game, and I believe in the half-court offense still. So when you're talking about the half-court offense, I feel like once again, it brings some power back to the paint because we've lost so much power with the paint with everybody wanting to be guard or shoot the three. I feel like it's kind of lost paint, but this gives some power back to it while still respecting the shooters who get your 3 points for having your problem. But now you got to come down here and stop me from getting 3 too.
I like that. It brings power back to the paint. And for someone like you, DJ Mustard, it seems because you shoot and you go to the rim, and you've had some success around the rim without the no backboard. Does it feel like it brings more diversity to your game? So prior to this, did you attack the rim like you attack it, like I've seen you with the no backboard?
I'm gonna say that when I play with no backboard, I do go to the basket normally, but in this scenario, it's almost like 80-20, you know what I mean? Like I go to the basket way more in this league, definitely, versus a traditional basketball, just because it really should be very similar, but without the visual of the backboard, it just kind of makes you think a little bit, and it's just enough to where it's like, all right, maybe this isn't such a good shot. And then it's like, just like Tripp said, with the benefits of, 3-pointer in the key, like, if I have somebody smaller than me, like, I'm not gonna, psych myself out about this 3-pointer. Like, I'm gonna go to the basket. I might get a foul call. And to tap on what he said, it's definitely more incentivized because I can either go and get a 3-pointer or a foul call. So I mean, for me, I'm going to the basket. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer. It's not easy by any means, you know what I mean? But with a smaller rim, but still, it definitely incentivizes the paint, just like you said. Yep.
Yes, yes. And that's and that's been pretty exciting to see that because and I think Tripp, you really some of the comments you made when you came down to the Croc Center for the demonstrations about playing around the paint, right? Playing around the paint is this really gives regardless of your skill set, your strengths or weaknesses, you can find your lane with this and still be rewarded. Excuse me.
Yep.
And still be rewarded for a big can play in this and get rewarded correctly, as well as a straight shooter and someone in between, all the way around. This is a good shot. Oh, missed everything though.
Right. And that's the thing with a backboard there, you never know. It might have looked a little better, but it's like you can't take it and just pull it as quick. I mean, respect, if you're a shooter and you can still hit on that rim, then you're going to be able, and you still get that love. You're still a threat. It still keeps the threat there. Like, I just think, once again, it complements the paint, which brings back a complete love of the game. Another way to respect and play the game and how it originally started.
I like that. That's good stuff.
And that small rim, man, that small rim, I'll tell you, that's another thing you don't think about on layups, right? You don't think about like, it's not the last minute. Big. You're like, it's smaller too.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, man.
In addition to no backboard, it's much smaller as well. That's right. That's right. That
definitely throws it off. Like, even a floater, it changes people who have. If you think that floater, you're gonna get bailed out. You got to be a little bit more accurate. So it's like the training, the mental and physical, the psychology training behind what you're doing, and not even realizing you're doing it. Sometimes I feel like can be more valuable than even what you think you doing. Right? Like those challenges we talk about. Like, just look at the game. Like, it's a challenge. People are out there not only challenged by the environment in the game, but they challenged by themselves and what their skill set is.
Yeah.
And you nailed it right there, Tripp, in that subconsciously you are actually getting a better training experience. This is the most powerful passive basketball training platform ever. Because simply by coming out here and playing, you are improving. You're improving your accuracy on your shot. You're improving your IQ because you're becoming sensitive to what's a good shot, what's not a good shot. Then when you're shooting, you're more intent. You notice cats are really following through. They're really lining up. You're passing the ball more. And you're playing at a pace and you're putting a stress on your skill set that fundamentally demands more of you.
Yep.
Traditional basketball, that when you go back and play traditional basketball, the game is easier. And that taps into the fundamental principle that every single super athlete has stated. Train harder than you have to play.
Yep.
So when you put yourself in training situations that require more of your skill, IQ, conditioning, etc., automatically you're going to play better when you go back to traditional basketball.
Yep. It's going to feel so much more easier. It's like, I done been against way more difficult odds than this. This easy now, in a way, like, right?
Man.
Like, man. Man, just like, even with the game like that, that's why I'm really appreciative to be able to watch the mistakes or watch the thought process behind the challenge being approached, right? Like as we watching the games, even watching myself, like you say, you see how people are passing more. You see how people are second guessing open layups. You see how people are like just all the little things that some people wouldn't think that you're traditionally going to just get out there and work on. You automatically are challenged against that the moment you step out there and start playing or shooting on those rims.
It's interesting. LT says this is going to get the fat out of people's games, right? All that extra stuff people have in their games, like that typically gets you in trouble. It's like you play this, it's going to get the fat out your game. You know, this is what you, and that's the vision of it, right? The vision of it is that we have a facility that's convenient enough that cats can get in there a couple of times a week and supplement their basketball training in this immersive, no backboard environment, and then see that improve their basketball game. That's what we're looking for to do. That's what's up. Cool. All righty.
Another one of the excitements and watching people, I think people kind of embrace the hockey sub idea. Right, where you could just kind of go stand on the baseline, wait until your next offensive possession, and be able to just come in rather than coach telling or somebody telling you to go sub in or go sit at the bench. You down there on the baseline, just waiting to take off. Like I think that's one of the fun things, like the low underlining fun parts about like just the approach to the games. I think people were having fun checking in on that baseline like that.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Like when I'm gonna just do this full sprint, I'm gonna just Randy Moss it down the side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put some pressure on the defense real quick.